On this episode of the Layover Live, we're talking Facebook with Samantha Keithley, who still refers to Facebook as the Facebook.
Drop the, just Facebook. It's cleaner.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 14 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Digital Marketing, and I'm joined here today by digital media analyst Samantha Keithley. So Sam, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I had to throw a little JT in there. I know you're a big JT fan right at the beginning, so wanted to have that for you. But so it's funny there, so thank you for joining us. So this week we're talking about an article that comes from WordStream. There's been a lot of buzz around some of the newsfeed changes that are coming from Facebook, and Facebook is as we all know, is not new to change. So really, how is Facebook newsfeed changing, and maybe letting DM knows how that may affect them?
Yeah, so like you said, there's always changes. They're always happening, and not even just on Facebook. It happens on AdWords and things like that too.
Right.
And people immediately freak out. But once they kind of get past that, the dust settles, and then we can kind of move forward. So, when Facebook first came around, when it was called the Facebook, their main purpose was really to kind of allow you a place to sort of share and connect with the people that are most important to you. So what Mark is saying is that feedback, I guess, is showing that maybe we're kind of seeing a shift away from that. So your news feed is really getting kind of bogged down with all that public content.
Yeah.
So posts from brands and businesses and media and things like that. So they're really trying to get away from that and get more, back to what their original goal and intent was. So by doing that, they're going to be pulling that public content. It'll still be there. It'll just kind of take a back seat to the important content that's coming from your friends and your family and your Facebook groups.
Yeah, really what they're looking for, it sounds like, is more social interaction. Trying to get back, like as you said, to what Facebook was really known for, right? Which was community, connecting people, things of that nature. Don't think though that that's going to affect Facebook's revenue stream, as Facebook is really producing about $100 million in revenue a day right now, which is just insane to think about from ads. So ads are still going to be an important part of Facebook, and which kind of brings us to then a question of the day. So with a lot of buzz that's around all these changes with Facebook, there's obviously some concern for DMOs of how this may or may not affect them. And so our question of the day comes from Zach at Valley Forge, and Zach is asking, what are some other ways they might be able to supplement their overall traffic in case their social traffic takes a dip? So what are some ways they can do that?
No, that's a good question. And I actually just watched a webinar yesterday with Larry Kim, who is your best friend and idol.
Yes.
And he had some really great ideas. He had quite a few ideas actually, but I think the few really relevant ones, which I'll share today. Obviously, paid search, that's always a good fallback. You can go back to that. It's really quick to set up. You control the budget. You can ramp it up as fast as you can, really. But the ones that he shared that I think are most relevant, similar to paid search, you can take a paid attempt at Facebook. So boosting your organic posts or running a paid campaign on Facebook directly. It really allows you to get that content that's important. It can get it into the audience that you want to focus on. Aside from paid campaigns on Facebook, another good platform obviously is Instagram. One thing that I think is really important and worth noting is that there's actually about 100 million business pages on Facebook, but there's only about 25 million on Instagram.
Wow, so lots of room.
So potentially that could be kind of an untapped resource for you. If maybe your Instagram page has kind of taken a backseat to what you're doing on Facebook, that might be a good place for you to go. Maybe take a step back and kind of refocus on Instagram and what your intent is there. And then finally, YouTube. We've been talking for a long time about how video is really important to DMOs. It's great to showcase your destination. I think that's what we always come back to. But it's also really good for that general awareness focus. So people that are really kind of high up in the funnel still and need help being pushed down a little bit. Video is a great way to do that. And technically YouTube's considered a search engine. So you can really spend some time focusing on your video strategy and ways you can kind of beef up your audience on that platform.
Yeah, that's really good advice, Sam. And so, with some of these changes, waiting to see what happens is always more important, right? Erring the way of caution and waiting for things to happen and for the dust to settle a little bit. Regardless though, paid traffic is still going to be okay as it relates to social. Social advertising should be a big part of your game now anyways.
Right.
If not, you need to start making those moves sooner than later, especially if organic social traffic has been important to you historically. This is a good way to supplement that. Paid search again, YouTube,
Right.
that's great advice. So thank you for that. And thank you, Zach, for that question of the day. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Please submit your questions each and every week so we can answer them here on the air, and we'll see you next time.